Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we're going to review the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Triceraton Infantryman and Roadkill Rodney figures from NECA Toys. I would like to thank NECA for providing this for review. We greatly appreciate that. The Triceraton is based on the episode Night of the Dark Turtle, and Roadkill Rodney is based on the episode Enter the Shredder from the original 87 series that we all grew up watching. So, as you can see, the figures are packaged in the standard window box from this line. And just below the figures, you see cartoon-inspired artwork from them. And it's solid packaging. I think they did a phenomenal job on it. The figures pay great homages to the animated series. And I really love the artwork that they've been doing with this as well. So, as you can see on this side, you have the Triceraton there. And on this side, you have the two Roadkill Rodneys. And on the back, you have another look at them. Right here. It's a great shot. You also have a description about the series. And you have a look at additional figures that are offered in this line. Metalhead and Trag and Granitor are available now, and Xerax and Zork are still coming out. These are not yet released. So, what do you say we open this up? Well, let me show you guys the top. There's the top there, and there's a look at the bottom. The bottom includes all the great people at NECA responsible for bringing this figure together. They always do an incredible job there. And there's a look at the UPC for you guys. All right, let's open this up. All right, and here's a look at the Triceraton Infantryman and Roadkill Rodney out of packaging. I think they did an incredible job on both these figures. Just look at this incredible likeness, great attention to detail, paint applications, everything. The Triceraton was actually one of my favorite figures in the old vintage line. So having him in this 7-inch scale from NECA Toys show accurate line, it's really a dream come true for me. And I think they nailed it. It's a phenomenal sculpt. Just look at that attention to detail there. The head sculpt, everything, even the badge on his upper right hand side there. It's really an amazing sculpt. And let's take a closer look at him. So his skin has those lumps that you remember from the show. Those are painted on the orange there. He's in his armor that I'm also sure you guys remember from the series. That is painted in a couple of shades of purple, gray. I think they did a stellar job on that. Some great attention to detail there. There are also bracelets on his wrists there, with these parts sculpted outward, as you can see. I think they did a very nice job on there. Even his feet have long nails, long sharp nails, which look great. He's pretty much an all-new sculpt, with the exception that he shares the tail with Leatherhead from this line. It's the exact same sculpted tail, and I think they did a phenomenal job on it. Just look at that great attention to detail there. You can see the back. These look like buttons or whatever you want to call them. Some great detail on there. All through around his shoulders there. Which also is shown through the front as well. The belt, once again, look at those nice triangle details there. There's even a pouch that you see right under his arm there, and that's the same thing on the other side. All right, here's a closer look at the head sculpt. You see all the great attention to detail that they've given him. It's a great likeness to the animated series. You have the horns on the forehead there, as well as the nose. That is some really nice sculpting right there. The eyes, the teeth, everything. The mouth you can't open, in case you were wondering. But I think they did a very stellar job on this figure. Loving the detail and everything about this. They even have the great detail up here. And let's take a look at the back again. Great attention to detail there, as you can see. Nice crisp paint apps for the most part. If you look carefully, there is a little paint scuff on the side there, but it's very, very minimal. And there's another look at the face. You see the horn on the front there. There's a look at the size of it. I think they did a very nice job, and it's incredible accurate to the animated series. And here's a comparison with Leatherhead. As I said, they share the tail, but upon checking this out, they also share some of the legs and arms between the two figures there, and it's just repainted. These spots here are just painted on and not sculpting. So you can also see the detail between the sculpt here and the legs and everything. It's exactly the same. The feet are new, the head is new, the torso's new, the belts are different. But again, it's the arms, legs, and tail between these two figures, and I think it works extremely well between the two. So I'm going to give you guys a look. You can see there that the tail is the same between the two. You can really see the similarities in the sculpt there. What's been reused. And there's a look at the back. So you see how the tails are the same. They even have the great detail at the bottom there between the two figures. And there's a look at the other side. You can also see here where it's the same on the back of the arms there, the same black lines there, giving it definition. I think they did a phenomenal job on it. All right, moving on to the accessories. This one here is a big blaster that he comes with. It's really nicely done. A lot of great detail on it. I really like how this came out. There's also a hand sculpt that is offered solely to hold this accessory. And you can see it right there in his wrist there. It's 3 fingers that are opened, and they have a really good grip on the handle there. The blaster itself, as you can see, has an orange tip on the end. And it probably shoots orange lasers or something like that. But I think it's a great accessory, as you can see there. That's the tip of it. It also has a scope right there. And there's a closer look at the sculpt. I want to make sure we're on the same page here. Just look at that great attention to detail offered there. Let's take a look at the other side. So as you can see, they really went all out on this accessory. And here's a look at the back. You can see on this side, this is all grayed out here. But I think they did a really phenomenal job on it. And there's another look for you. And here's a look at another one of his blasters. It's painted in a dark gray and brown with some black. I think they did a very nice job on this end as well. You see the scope on top there. And it's pretty long, as you can see there. But it's very nicely done, very nicely detailed. Just look at some of that great sculpting there. You can see they put a lot of effort into it, and I think it really paid off nicely. It can be held with 2 hands, but I had a little bit of trouble getting the other hand on there. And since this is an adult fragile figure, I didn't want to apply much force. and I'm taking the side of caution, so that's why the other hand isn't gripping onto this, but you kind of get the idea. So supposedly this hand can grip onto that under here, but again, I'm going to use the side of caution as this is fragile and I like to be careful, but I think they did a phenomenal job on it. Just look at that great attention to detail through and through. On the tip there, there's also a little bit of a gap, which is great detail. And here's a look at him holding two different blasters. The other one right here, it's painted in a light and dark gray with black. And there's even a little bit of green in the screen there, which you can see in the front. This also has some great sculpted detail, just like the other two. All three blasters are unique, so you can buy multiples of him and have him hold different blasters, for example. But just look at that great attention to detail there that they've been doing. There's a closer look at it, and let's take a look at the back. So the back is painted in a dark gray. You don't see much there, but I think they did a phenomenal job on this. And there's another look at him holding the two. Again, I think they did a phenomenal job. You really see all the great detail that they brought into it. Great sculpting. There's definitely a lot to love here. I love the detail in the front of this blaster here. I think they did a very nice job on that. And here's a comparison of the scale between one of the turtles, Leonardo, and the Triceraton. As you can see, the Triceraton is much taller than Leonardo as depicted in the series. And speaking of this episode, I strongly recommend watching it. It's a pretty good episode, memorable. The turtles were no match, and it was Donatello that ended up tricking them, and they never returned to Earth. So it was funny. It was a good episode. I strongly suggest checking it out. And again, the Triceraton is a great looking figure. Just look at all that attention to detail there. The likeness is stellar. The two of the smaller accessories ended up being used for Bebop and Rocksteady, so those are reissued. But this big blaster right here, this is brand new for his release. All right, let's take a look at Roadkill Rodney. As you can see, he's a great looking little robot. He comes with two figures in this set for army building purposes, so I think that's very cool. I think NECA did a very nice job on this. As you can see, he's painted in a light and dark gray, several different shades of that. And he stands on a wheel, which can rotate, and there's a little hole in the back, so you can put the base on the back of the wheel. Let me show you guys that. So you see that little hole right there, and you see the peg joint on this effect piece, and that just goes right into the hole there. And that is how you get the figure to stand. He can't stand without it, unfortunately, so you're going to need that base. Let's take a look at the sides. Great sculpting. I really like how this came out. And both are identical. There's no differences between the two, if you were wondering. It's exactly the same figure, as you can see. And I did mention that the wheel rotates. Let me just demonstrate that. So here's your demonstration of the rotating and the little hole for the base again. Also, what I love about this particular figure is that he has a hidden blaster, just like in the series. It's on the fragile side, but it's a fun little gimmick. I think they really went all out on this. Inside, You see it's hollow, there's nothing there. It's just a place to store this little blaster. And it's the same thing with this guy here. Roadkill Rodney also comes with 3 sets of interchangeable domes. One is on his head now. The other one is battle damaged with holes in it for Raphael's size. I'm going to demonstrate that. The other one is a drill bit for the top of his head so he can drill upwards to the street of New York. Here's a look at the drill on the top of their heads there. You can see it looks really good. It's painted the same colors as the rest of the body. And there's even a tip on top, which you can see there. And it's even a little bit sharp, so I think that's pretty cool. There's a look at it all the way around. Both of them are identical. They did a very nice job on that. So these 2 pieces here, these are rubble from the ground, and this is pretty cool. These here, so the heads pop off the figure. You should have seen me do that on camera there. And they connect right into these pieces here. You see how it's a certain shape? So what you do is snap it in like that. And you place it on the ground like that. It's the same deal for the other one. And here, got to press down a little bit. And with that, this gives the impression that he's drilling from underneath, going up into the streets of New York or the subway or wherever he's coming from. It's a fun little piece right here, and I think they did a phenomenal job on this. They really thought of everything, just as you remember from that particular episode of the Turtles. And here's a look at the dome with the holes on top. You can see they also did a very nice job on there. This, you can't really see it when he's standing up, so I just laid him down for you guys. And here's a look at Raphael putting his size through the head of Roadkill Rodney. Again, the dome is interchangeable and the size fit all the way through. Let me show you guys that on video. Well, both of those things weren't supposed to happen, but you see here how it fits all the way through. So you can put it in pretty deep, and I think that's pretty cool. Nice little feature that's never been offered before in toy form, and I really like it. And here's another look with Raphael's size through the head of Roadkill Rodney. You also notice that I took away the base for the wheels right here. He no longer needs them right now, as Raphael is helping him out standing. So I think they did a phenomenal job on there, and you can even see the details on the top of the dome here. Some really nice sculpting, and I really like how these came out. Roadkill Rodney also comes with a set of extended tentacles, which you can see there. This can wrap around other figures, such as the Triceraton, the Turtles, whomever you choose. These are great accessories. They're made of a soft plastic, so you can extend them, wrap them around figures' arms, legs, whatever you like. And here's another look of Roadkill Rodney bringing down a Triceraton. As you can see, he's wrapped the tentacles around the Triceraton's neck and arm there, while the other one is about to shoot him with a laser. I think this is a great figures from NECA Toys, and there's incredible amount of detail there. Again, the tentacles are made of a soft plastic, so you can wrap it around other figures, neck, arms, legs, tail, torso, whatever you choose. And here's a look at Roadkill Rodney as he's taken on two of the turtles, Leonardo and Donatello there. As you can see, he can wrap around his tentacles around their bodies there. And there's a closer look at the extended tentacle there. It's a great accessory. Once it's off a figure, it can wrap back around in a circle there. And again, since it's made of soft plastic, might be a little bit on the fragile side, but I think they did a phenomenal job on it. Overall, I feel that they've done a phenomenal job on these figures. The likeness is incredible, just as you would remember from the animated series. The attention to detail, the paint applications, the sculpting. There is so much to love about these figures and this line in general. NECA has and continues to be doing an incredible job on this line. So make sure to be picking these up. I know this line is really starting to take off, as Randy recently said. So you're going to be seeing more offerings such as these, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what they do next. These are available now at Target stores and should be coming to the NECA store fairly soon. My assumption is for both U.S. and international fans, so you will have an opportunity, hopefully soon, to order these figures from them directly. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. As always, we would appreciate it if you like and share the video. Please check out the written portion and photo gallery segment of this review. We would appreciate that as well. Please follow us on social media below. You should know where to look for that now in the description on YouTube. And on the upper right hand side of the website under follow us. You'll be looking for icons. Again, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage.